Okay, I don't know if anyone's still there, but the software just crashed. Streamlabs just crashed. Hello. Oh, I'm glad you're still there, dude. I was playing around in the engine, and then I had a pop up saying the program had crashed. I don't know if you saw that. I had a message saying it's still streaming, but the program's crashed, and I'm like, well, obviously I want to see the program because that's where I read the chat. So, yeah, I don't know. That's the first time I've had that happen. Maybe I need to check if there's an update for the software. Thanks for staying, dude. Um, right, so I've made two integers for minutes and seconds. So what I need to do is I need to get the time, and then you need to do something like oh god, add if value is greater than 1, add 1 to the float. Jesus, it's giving me a headache trying to. I know what I'm trying to. I can see it in my head. You know when you can see the code, like how it should go, but you're trying to translate that to how the engine needs it to be. Oh, it can really give you a headache at times. I love it though. It keeps the brain fresh. It really does. Yeah, strange. Right, so this needs to be. It's almost like it needs to be a sequence, I think. Because the time needs to be obtained every second. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to just unplug that and I'm going to make a sequence. Because we're going to need one for the minutes, one for the seconds. I'm not going to bother with milliseconds. I always like seeing the milliseconds. I think that's because there's a lot of games that do have that where they just, show that. So, float to string. So, get the time. So, I basically, for the first sequence, I need to I have no idea if this is going to work. How is it going to... how is it going to work? Oh my god, is there a way that you can convert... Oh, fucking hell. Int divide. Or apparently guys, I've got the answer. I've queried it with AI. One second, I've got something saying get the time in seconds, format the time. I'm going to follow what this engine. I sometimes query things with deep AI because I don't know how familiar you are with the visual scripting in Unity, but if you go on YouTube and search for tutorials on Visual Script, there is literally not much out there. And when you do find a tutorial, it starts off great, but then they go into C#, and it's like, no, I don't want this. I need Visual Script. So in terms of resources and tutorials, it is a bit of a struggle. So I tend to ask this AI engine and say, look, I'm making a game. This is what I'm trying to do. Can you point me in the right direction? And it will it won't give you any visual pictures to say, like this is where everything needs to connect. So it guides you in the right direction, basically. Let's kind of go by what it's saying. So it's saying create a float variable to store the time. Let's just go with that. Create a float variable to store the time. So we'll call this time float. Creating a graph, search for time unit. Time unit. Is it going to be that one? Time elapsed. What? Right, connect the time elapsed output to a float variable. Connect the time elapsed output. Well, it wouldn't go into there, so it has to be set time, surely. Get the time, set the time. Okay. Easy enough. So if I just test that, that should... Oops. No, I haven't connected that together. There we go. Oh, what happened? Someone just followed. Thanks to whoever just followed. Sorry, I had the Streamlabs closed. Sorry, dude. I'm assuming it might have been you for. I'm really happy with what I've got working so far. I'm really, really happy with it. Okay, so that is... Yeah, I think I've just got the email. I always get an email when I get a new follower. Yeah, thanks for following, dude. Okay, so we've got the float variable. We're getting the time, setting that as the float. So now we have control over the float. So, right, you were saying about converting the float to an integer, and the AI is saying apparently we look for something called int divide. So I'm just wondering where that's going to go. Search for the math unit. Okay, let's just do... Are you joking? Are you joking, dude? Oh my god. I think I know how to do this. So we're getting the time. I'm gonna do it how for some reason this site I'm using, it's telling me to look. Select math unit. Int divide. Int divide. Int divide. There is literally seal to int. There is nothing in there saying int to divide. So I think the way I'm going to have to do this is as I originally had it, dude. Hey, Assyria, welcome to the stream, dude. Right, I'm just going to do it the way I think I need to do it, because I can't, doesn't seem to be anything in there for converting a float to an integer, so let's just do it the way that makes sense. Right, so let's unplug that, move this here, tidy up this graph because it's looking a bit of a pigsty. So first, oh my god. Right, first off, we're getting the time, setting the float as the time. So what we need to do now is we need to get the minutes, set the minutes. Oh my god. Right, 60 seconds in a minute. Right, so get the time. Fuck me. Oh no, how is this going to work? Because it's kind of like a constant thing, isn't it? Like, fuck. It's like, because the time, the clock is constantly ticking, you need, oh my god. You understand, it's okay, no, I've got it. Stop doing, why am I going with minutes? Right, get rid of that nonsense. Sorry. Let's start with the seconds. Get the seconds. That's the time. Right, so that's a separate thing. Right. So now we're going to get the time. And we're going to add the seconds to the time. Add the seconds. Hold on a minute. No, because I don't even know if that's going to work, because one's a float, one's a integer. This is where it's getting a bit it's gone 3 in the morning. I just feel it's too late for me to be doing this complexity at the minute. Welcome to the stream, guys. Got a few viewers. Welcome. Oh my god, it's like if it's like on tick, we're adding to the float of time. That's happening. So that's the float for time, but then it's kind of like, oh, I'll tell you what, why am I doing it as an integer? I can still do it as a float, it just as a whole number. It doesn't have to be a decimal point, does it? So, fucking, why am I overcomplicating things? I should be able to do it this way without a problem. Get the time. So every tick of the game, it's adding to the time. So we then need to no, that doesn't make sense. Oh, guys, if you've got any input. Oh, you can do that. Okay. I'm trying to do this maths in my head. We've got a float integer that is being filled by the time as the game goes on. And it starts as a whole number with decimal point with about 7 or 8 digits after that. So it's kind of like, I feel like I need to get my Unreal project open, because in there I literally had something that let me see if I've got it, guys. 1 second. I'll tell you what, let me open up my Unreal project. You guys might like it. Oh my god, where's it gone? Okay, bear with me, guys. Right, we're going to open up my Unreal project, and you're going to like this. This isn't an Unreal stream, this is me opening up a project where I already have... No, fucking it, no, it's the wrong one. Or is it? Oh, this is what I mean, it's so annoying. Okay, let me open it up. I did just... Where has it gone? Okay. We're going to open up my Unreal and see how I've got the time working in there. This is a hybrid stream now. This is Unity and Unreal. This is the first game I made. Don't get too excited. Okay. Assets. Was it assets? Okay. Was it menu? No, HUD. Graph. That's what I fucking mean. Oh my god. Look at that. That is how simple what I'm trying to do in Unity. This is Unreal. That is how bloody simple the time is. Literally. That's how fucking simple. I'm swearing because it's frustrating, guys. Like, do you see what I mean? I'm trying to do it this way in Unreal. sets the time based on the world data settings, displays it in a box. And I can show you that in action. Like, look, see that? You see at the bottom right there? You see how it's displaying it in milliseconds? That is literally what I want in Unity. I did that. I got that sorted. and that's all I want. I just want that really nice, really like minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Just, that's what I want. And that is how I did it. Time seconds to string. Convert it to string, feed it into the text box. Job done. How can something that simple in Unreal be so complicated in thingy? So I've got the float here. You can see here I have a time float 0. And if I go to Unity, time float 0. Get the time, add the world delta seconds. That's what I've got. Let me just close that. Get the time, add it to the time. That is what. Hold on. Yeah, get time, fuck me, get time, get the time. Sorry, get the float, get the, right, okay. Get the time. Let's try and mimic what we did over there. Add. I'm trying to do something that I've already done in Unreal, and it just... Unreal, if you see here, this is my code for a project I have in Unreal. You can see the code. That simple bit of code right there is what I want in Unity. And it's, yeah, that function there, time seconds to string, that is that basically just puts the format of the time straight into the right format, and that's how simple that code is. I just want to do the equivalent in Unity. So I'm trying to recreate that same code in Unity, if that's even possible. I don't see why it shouldn't. Right, so get the time variable. So get the time of the game, get the time variable, add those two together and set that as the time. And then if I just plug that in there and test. What have I done? Jesus fucking Christ, what have I done? That's going way too fast. Yeah. Just do that. Yeah, that's correct, I think. you can see it's pretty much 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Why am I not getting sound? Oh, there we go. Yeah. So basically, that is doing what I want it to do, but I want it to be displayed in that format. Time seconds to string. And I don't think... Oh my god, where's the unity? Time seconds to string. Inspect the float to string node. Can I inspect it? What do you mean by inspect? Sorry, what? Is that an option where you can? What do you want me to inspect? Are you on about the inspector or? Sorry. Left click it, then scroll down on the left. Oh, here on the top left. I don't even know what chainable means. Are you familiar with Unity? Like, have you done something similar with the time? This is what I mean. It's so frustrating because in Unreal, that time seconds to string function, see, it says there, converts the number of seconds into minutes, seconds, milliseconds format string, including leading zeros. Target is Kismet string library. Kismet string library. Of course it's not going to be in there. This is what I mean. I've not... When I've tried to find tutorials on how to do this in Unity, I'm literally getting forums and videos that show you how to do this in C#. I'm studying game design at university, and we're not required to... well, we're not allowed to do it in C#. That's for the programmers to do. So we have to do this in Visual Script. But looking at forums where they give a whole page of code, as someone that doesn't do that type of code, I do this form, the visual coding. It's very... Time to string. Well, it will be the same result. It will be the same result, dude. Let me just unplug that. It does the exact same thing. Because that will keep going up. The problem with the time at the moment, that will just keep adding to that number. It will just keep going up. And basically, I don't want to see those last 3 digits. That would be a start. To format that so you're only seeing the first 4 digits. So 2 digits, full stop, 2 digits. That'd be a great start. And then... But then you need to get the prefix digits so that when it goes into plus 60, you kind of add 1 to the thing at the front. That's what I mean. The whole Unity time is just, it's giving me a headache. Get a listing of, oh right, okay, yeah. Did you mean if I just put in string? I wonder if you can trim. I don't even know what, I mean that kind of, I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh my god. Time divided by 3,000. I'm gonna have to get the calculator up because I'm too tired to even try and do that in my head. So integer divide. Okay. So are we still going with the sequence? So sorry, I'm lagging a little bit. It is 3:30 in the morning here. Time divided by 3,600. Time divided by 60%. 60? What does... Float modulo. Right, okay. I've not used that before. I don't know what that does. (36) 5 equals 1. Okay. I don't quite I don't know what modulo is because that symbol's percentage. Is that what modulo means? Or so get the time. Divide that by time 60. Yeah. Something like that. Seven modulo 4 is 3. 10 modulo 3 is 1. I don't understand how that maths is working though. Like, I'm looking at those figures and I'm like, how is it getting those calculations? Like, 5 modulo 2 is 1, and 10 modulo 3 is 1. Okay, seconds in the range of 0 to... Right, okay. I'm sorry if I'm taking my time to try and understand what you're saying. I'm trying to learn at the same time. I don't want to be just shown like this is what you need to do. I want to understand it. I want to understand it, or else I'm not learning, in the process. Okay, so we've got this here. So do we, on the output of modulo, need to kind of get that as a string or float to string? Because both of these are floats. So would that get ourselves seconds or minutes? Got some more viewers. Welcome to the stream. We're doing some very late night maths. Very, very late night maths. 3:30 in the morning. So time 60. Time divided by 60 modulo 60. Time divided by 3600. Okay. So what is this? Is this bit for the seconds? This is getting us the seconds. Is that right? Okay. So now we need to do minutes. So this is where the 60 is confusing me, because there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, but I will probably read up about that offline. Yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant with links and things. Sorry. Not that I don't. I don't know you. I've only met you tonight, but just safety and all the rest of that nonsense. But Yeah, I mean, so it divides the first input by the second input and calculates the remainder. For example, an input of 4.5% modulo 1.5 outputs 0. Oh, is that because there's nothing left over? Because 1.5 goes 3 times into 4.5. An input of 8 modulo 3 outputs 2. And that's because 3 goes into 8 2 times with 2 left over. And an input of 484 modulo 233 outputs 0, 2, and 1. Okay, I understand very, very, very basically how that kind of is working. Okay. Right, so the mod stops it from... Right, okay, that makes sense. Divide seconds by 60 and ignore the remainder. Okay. So 60, the float of 60 is basically representing a second. This seems so this is completely new to me, this modulo. So what would it be? So that's the problem, isn't it? We have seconds and minutes. Those are essentially the two things I want to display. But surely they're both... it's like you want to add one to the minutes float. Is that right? Yeah, I think keep it simple. Minutes and seconds. So would I then plus 1 to seconds? Or not? Is that how that would work? Is that kind of right? No, sorry, what am I doing? Get the seconds, add that to that. Okay, what's next to 0? You seem to be leading this. Drop in a divide. Okay. Hold on, would that need to be a scalar? So there's 2. With the scalar we can put in the value there. Thanks for helping me with this. I really appreciate it, by the way. Connect A to get time and B to float 60. Okay. And then I take it the output, we would add that to seconds. Maybe. Oh my god. A is connected to modulo. A is connected to modulo. Connect it to get time. What, like that? Floor node. We've got two. Math floor, and then floor to int. Floor to int. So what will that do? Oh, returns the largest integer smaller to or equal to f. So I take it we put like 1 in there maybe. Okay. So that would go in there. Oh, sorry, I think, was that the default number? Connect divide into A. Okay. What about the modulo output? That can't go in there as well. No. Float to string. Okay. Format. Okay. I feel like I'm getting like a masterclass in the early hours of time maths. This is brilliant. I appreciate you taking the time to help me, dude. Connect sequence 1 to float to string. Then to floor to int. Oh my god, that is messy. Like that. How's that looking? Make an int to string for the output of floor to then string join. I have no idea which one to go for. In all the games I've made so far, I've made 2 games so far. I'm making 3 this trimester. I've not actually worked with arrays yet. So separator values, plural. We have 2. One is an object array, and the other one is enumerable of string input. Which one would it be? This one, string input. Okay. So I'm assuming we now need to do the same for minutes, I'm guessing, and then we plug wouldn't that go in there? Oh, you can't put that in there. Disconnect separator. Oh my god. Yeah, I've not used this before. Make separator a colon. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like you need to plug in all of the strings into one, isn't it? I've got 2 options here. List string. List of string literal. Was that? Well, to be fair, in my other game, I had. If I just quickly show you, sorry to interrupt. You can see how I've. Oh, I see what you mean with the full stop. I hadn't actually noticed that before. 00 colon seconds, full stop, milliseconds. Huh. I see what you mean about the full stop. Sorry. So it was list of string literal. Okay. But then we want to cap it because at the moment we're getting five digits after the second. So it's it's very long. Like I prefer milliseconds to just be in 2-digit format. Array with no. Okay. Right, I don't think it's any of those. These are the only two that are really coming up. List. List of float literal? Would that be right? I think I see what you're trying to do. I think you're trying to create the format numbers that we want and then put them into a table and then plug that table into the join string, which will then separate them with the colon. Try dragging in both float to string outputs. Oh, sorry. I've only got two, so like that. Drag the list output into string join. I knew that wouldn't work. Yeah, it's not plugging. So how do I get... How do I get those strings into this list then? Because that plugs in there, but hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Can we not just create variables for those strings? String 1, string 2. Oh. Can we not just do this? Can we not do that? Would that not work? I'm sorry that looks a bit messy, but I just created 2 string variables. Let's save it in case it crashes. Missing value for input. What? Set that. Let's undo that mess I just made, shall we? Yeah, I just thought setting the string Whoa, fuck, it's adding loads. Oh my god. Let's get rid of that. I need to stop experimenting, sorry. Right, sorry, what were you saying? I need to make an array or list from my strings. Can you look at array and see what options we have? Sure thing, dude. The only thing that looks relevant are these two at the top, string to character array and string to character array, start index and length. Target string input, result character array output. That is very much how coding goes. The amount of hours the other night, I spent 2 hours trying to get my slime movement working. Couldn't do it. Then the next day at university, I was in Engine and I figured out a way to do it. But yeah, it is very much playing around with the code and seeing what works, what doesn't, what variables need adjusting. So many little things. First to character array. String join. Sorry, what do you mean when you say blast string join? What do you mean by that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not heard of that phrase before. Concatenate. I came across that the other day. String add. So do you want me to get up a concatenate node? God, I really wish I had some milk so I could have a coffee. I don't really drink black coffee, it upsets my acid. So the milk weakens the acidity. We'll need two, one for minutes plus a colon and one for the previous plus seconds. Okay, so do I drag off a float to string and do concatenate? What? Why is that? Concatenate. I've spelled that right. Oh, concat. Oh. String add. So I'm looking for string add. Three. Okay, got ya. Okay. So that's gonna blend three strings together. That is essentially the format of how that will be presented, right? Which goes where though? that in the top and that in the bottom. Is that the right way round? It feels like this one, with the format, that would be the milliseconds? I'm not sure. Is that right? I'm going to close my other game just because having that open is going to draw on my resources. Okay, let's give it a go. Here we go. Oh, I haven't connected it to the set text. What a pillock. Oh my god, dude. Dude. So if I added on a 0 here, would that make... Let's see what happens when it gets to 1. I'm just wondering, why on the format did we have 0.00? So 2 zeros. See, that's the format I want, but the zeros mean use this many digits. But it's only showing... Why is it only showing it as 1... It's showing us 1 0 here, colon, 0... It would be nice to have another 0 at the start. 0 0 in the format. Float to string format after floor to int. Float to string format. Float to string format. Oh, okay, alright. Well, hold on. Why can I leave that as 0.00, or should we... Hold on. If I just check what's happening... Right, okay, I see what's happening. Okay, so it's got the single digit. Right, so having the 0 there gives us a 0 before. Okay, so then you can probably do the same float to string format. Float to string format after floor to int. After floor to int. Okay. So Is that right? Zero, zero. Okay. Moment of truth, guys. Oh baby, that is the gold. There it is. You guys are the living legends. Let's see what happens when that gets to 1 minute. Guys, absolute legends. Well, I've learned something new tonight about the modulo. I would never have known about that if you weren't on stream talking me through that. I'm going to read up on that and try and learn a bit more about it and how it works. Here we go. Yes! That is so satisfying to see that one. Yeah. That's fantastic. Modulo. I don't even know if that exists in the Unreal Engine. I wonder if it's a Unity specific function or if that's an industry-wide feature in programming. Are you ready for the number 2? Get ready, guys. It's so good. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. You've literally got exactly what I wanted, guys. String replace dots with a colon. Where would we do that? So I can get rid of that one. Bring that down there. Oh, sorry, do you mean here? Do you mean that? Oh dear. I am Red Hulk. String replace between first. Hold on. String replace between first to string. What would it be? This one here? No, it'd be the last one, wouldn't it? Oh. Oh, Mike. I've done it again. Sat there like, why is it not doing anything? Oh my god. Right, so let me just tidy this up. This is why I don't like Unity's visual script, because all of the lines look so messy. I can't stand it. Oh, it looks like a pig's ear with the spaghetti. So that, I don't even need that as a sequence, do I? I mean, technically we can just get rid of that and plug that in there. Do you think? I think the lines are still going to look a little bit... No, double click and just... I'll just leave it as it is. I mean, this is what I don't like. This is one thing I don't like about Unity's visual script compared to Unreal's blueprints. Unreal's blueprints are very neat and tidy and snap to grid, and you can add kind of... I can't remember the name for them. They're kind of like little nodes on the node itself, so you can really organize the spaghetti. I call it spaghetti because sometimes the lines do look like a ball of spaghetti. Connect concat to string replace. There we have it, guys. There we have it. The next challenge is gonna be where it's gonna be a tricky one. I basically have to display the time like the time it takes to complete the level, like the best record. And because that's going to be in a string, it's going to be quite tricky to do that, because you would essentially... Jesus, I mean... Float to string, I guess... It's giving me a headache trying to think about how to even approach that. It's easy in the other games I did because they were integers. The float was, I think the time was a float. The score was an integer. I was able to compare it, but it wasn't. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Oh, that's true, isn't it? That is true because the way that this happens, essentially, if I was to stop the game here, the player beats the level. Say they beat it on 2 minutes on the dot. You would, yeah, you'd essentially get the time and then follow this whole sequence. Or yeah, just get the time really. Guys, I have to say thank you very much because teamwork makes the dream work. You guys have been absolutely amazing with that. I'm wondering if I could do the same thing for my score because... Oh, why did I click play? Every time it gets nudged. My score... Update the score. This one. I'm wondering if I could do the same so that the score display, because you see here where I've got 5 digits, when I play game it goes straight to 0. So I'm wondering if I can follow that same method for the timer. Maybe the float to string. That would be a good idea. So what do you use Assyria? If you don't have Unity? Do you just know C# in general? Is that is that how you knew what to look for in the functions? Oh wow, that's amazing. So you'd be pretty good in the Unreal Engine then, because the coding involved in that, if you do the hard coding, I think that's C++. Unreal's blueprints is amazing, the visual scripting in there. That's really cool, Assyria. I really do appreciate your help with this. Like, look how neat and tidy that looks. It's fantastic. I'm definitely going to read up on Modulo. It was a little confusing at first where you were explaining the maths, and I was like, I was looking at it like, how is that working? And then when you just break it down piece by piece, and see how it works, I understand. So yeah, so I'm going to see on here where I get the score, because I want it in 5-digit format, but it is listing it as a single digit when the game starts and the player scores 0. So based on what you've just taught me, if I copy this float to string, Um, no, it has to be integer to string. Integer to string format. And you said one dot represents a digit. So if I had it like that, or is that wrong? That's 5 sets of 2 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if that works. So oh, okay, all right. So if I just had 5 digits, then get that, unplug, unplug, plug, plug, plug. Oh, baby. Yes. Oh, dude. I've learned something new tonight. This is amazing. See, when I first... I've got like a few months experience in the Unreal Engine. I've made 2 games. Unity this second trimester has been a big jump between the engines. The way Unity, the code and things are worded and trying to find the functions, it is very different in certain aspects. But when I first saw this integer to string and you see the format, you're like, what do I put in there? But understanding that it's just kind of how the data's presented, it does make sense. So I can get rid of the integer to string that I've got plugged in there, replace it with that beautiful piece of function. This is amazing. I'm so happy. I've got, if you could see me right now, I've got such a big smile. Oh! No. Why can't I grab that? Oh, that's so annoying. Can you tell I've got a little bit of OCD? I like things being nice and tidy. It's so annoying. Oh, dudes. Do I want to change the background colour? Of what, dude? So what engine did you make of Zero? Is it your own engine, or like for a company, or I don't know if you're in the industry in some way. I don't even know if you can say what the engine is, if it's confidential. I'm not sure. But it's really cool that you've made your own engine. Really, really cool. Insanity engine. Nice. Good name for it. Nice. That's cool, dude. How long did it take you to do? Oh, don't worry about that background for. Sorry, I'm calling you for because you've got a long name. Very, very long name. Um, I planned on essentially. Um, yeah, what basically with the background, I'm because at the moment, I wish I could show you. I've got graph paper where I do my level designs, and and I've got the layout for the level. But at the moment, because I'm getting the mechanics working in the game, once all of the mechanics are done, I'll be able to quickly flesh out the level and place everything where I need it. So um, at the moment, this is just the kind of like testing grounds. But yeah, I mean, what I can do is I can just kind of paint this whole scene now if I want it, just because it's not going to be that blue background. Um, as you can see, we'll just go across. Really satisfying doing this. So I've paint a filled box with active brush. Oh. Yeah, but it's quite therapeutic doing it square by square. I know that's quicker, but it's not as fun, let's be honest. Yeah, so essentially um yeah. And I've got these props here if I wanted to do like I don't know, a couple of shrooms or something. Obviously, I need another layer there because it's just got rid of the dirt. But that's the last thing, the painting the decor. Um, when I was doing my market research on platformers, one thing that I really like, what game was it on? I think it was Castle of Illusion on the Mega Drive actually. One thing I noticed was how well they made the foreground stand out against the background. Like their backgrounds tended to be slightly saturated in comparison to the foreground. So the platforms and the actual environment that Mickey Mouse traverses, it was it was brighter and more vibrant, and it actually popped from the background. So I was going to have that same kind of design aspect in my game. Like I was going to make the platforms a bit richer in color because I really really like that. No, no. So like I say, I'm studying video game design. Um, I started in September last year, and I've made 2 games so far. This is the third game, and then I've got to make an idle clicker as well. This 2D platformer and the clicker are my solo projects I have to do. I'm then making a group game, which is a modern take on Space Invaders. We've got a really cool concept. That one's been made in the Unreal Engine. We've got a really good team, some really talented artists. So I'm looking forward to that. It's exciting. So as a designer, my job is to kind of prototype game ideas. So I have to do all the design documentation, like core loops, the UX, UI, balancing, like loads of things taken into consideration, the player and how the game feels. So in our prototyping, we basically use assets to give life to our ideas. Because apparently in the old days in design, they used to do this all by paper, hand it over to, I don't know, the programmers and artists, and then, they have to make something. Whereas nowadays we have this software, we can actually learn as a designer, someone that's not a programmer, but this is essentially programming at core. It's just a lighter version of it. It's a more visual form, and it doesn't show you the full nitty gritty of the code. So I'm able to understand this, and there is still a lot to learn, like an awful lot to learn. But it's a process, and I'm able to put my ideas. Like I love using graph paper, like when I'm doing my level sketches. I might actually have one I can show you. Bear with me. From last year. I can show you Legend. I can show you this one. So I made a labyrinth. It was an Egyptian gauntlet runner. I did this all pixel by pixel. Took me 3 hours, I think. So this was the level. Sorry, I've gone a bit off a target here. I was in engine. Now I'm talking about what I'm studying. I think it's because you asked about the art. But this was a level I designed, so you can see the pixels. This was my idea. This whole concept. It was basically a love child of Indiana Jones meets Tomb Raider. That X is the starting point, and then you have 3 chambers. Each chamber are identical, so you don't know which is which, and when you go through them, you either have a easy, medium, or hard route, and depending on the difficulty, depends on how many traps there are, and how long it takes to complete. And once you have 3 minutes from entering the chamber to get to the other end of the chamber, activate a pressure plate and turn it off. If you're interested in seeing that game, I do have actually, I'm not sure if I have the video. I had to upload a video for it. I had to commentate over the top of it. I don't want to unzip it. It's... Oh, you know what? Would you like to see it? I'm happy to show you the games I've done if you want to see them. I don't mind showing you because you've helped me out with, like both of you have helped me out with this. I can show you shipped. I'll tell you what, if I delete that one. I'll show you the catacombs one. What I just shown you was the map. Sorry, sometimes I go off on a waffle, and thanks for following, dude. I normally get a notification. Oh, that's why. Ezria. There we go. My alert box was a layer below the screen. Sorry. That's why I didn't see the notification. Thanks for following, dude. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the Egyptian thing. So the map I just showed you guys was my level design. In short, in answer to your question, is this your art? No, it's free assets that I've got through the Unity marketplace, and um, like I fully reference them on what is it, on my essays at the end, like where I've got all of the assets from. Sometimes I try and do the art myself, like the UI. I tend to do in Photoshop. Right, I'm going to show you that game I just made. Slightly off topic from the engine. It is gone. It's nearly 5 in the morning here, and I've got a roof survey to do tomorrow. Not today now because it's the early hours. But anyway, this is Tombs of Takarat. So this is made in the Unreal Engine. The controls are standard WSAD. This is the starting chamber, and you see we've got a med kit. So if I pressed H, that gives me health. I put in this stamina bar. Sorry, I can't see the chat. 1 second. There we go. So when you hold left shift, you sprint. So I've got it so it slowly regenerates over time. It took some balancing because the velocity you get, it was pretty crazy. So as I said, 3 chambers, yeah, and you don't know which is which, and you go on these pressure plates, and then it opens up the door, and then you're like, oh, what's down there? And let's check door number 2. So you can see they're all different. You see, so I did all of this. This was quite an interesting project because we were given a template and we weren't allowed to use external assets. Like we literally had to use everything in the engine, and I wanted to make this Egyptian gauntlet runner where it's like a chamber littered with traps, and it's more an agility thing. So I will show you this because I really enjoyed making this. Now I had 2 games I made last trimester, and this game I made in the space of 5 days time, and I think it was about 30 hours in total it took me to make. 10 hours to grey box the level, and then 3 hours designing the level design on graph paper or Photoshop. Anyway, this is the hard door, this is the easy door, and this is the medium door. So you'll notice the score at the bottom right, timer bottom left, health bar, stamina bar. Basically you go through. Now the moment you go through, there's a trigger box right there, you can't see it. It will seal the chamber behind you, and then you'll get a second timer that pops up at the top of the screen, and now that's a 3-minute countdown timer. And if you don't make it to the end of the chamber in time, you basically get sealed in forever. And what else? I've made it so it transitions from yellow to red, and it increases in size over the duration. So the less time you have, the bigger it is as a bit of a warning. So this is the entrance. You see the door sealed shut behind. So you basically, it's just littered with traps. So, and it is actually quite hard, like trying to, it's about timing it really. And I got these really cool, oh shit, I took damage there. So I did all of this in engine. I didn't use any external assets. I just used what I had in engine. These traps I made with the modeling brush, the geometry tool. So there's, I think, 5 different traps. There's 2 pitfalls. One's bottomless, one is spiked. We have wall spears, we have floor spears, and we have a like a swinging, it's kind of like a morning star. Yeah, no, it wasn't meant to. There's 3 separate. There's 3 separate rooms. This is the spike trap. There's 3 separate rooms. Routes, sorry. This is the hardest route. This wasn't meant to be easy. Oh shit. Yeah, this wasn't meant to be easy. Like it's not meant to be a super easy game. Like it's meant to have like a bit of a challenge to it. So essentially, this is the easy route. This is the easy route. But it really is easy. You'll see how easy it is. Okay, so you have to wait for the stamina to regenerate to make these jumps. I timed it and made the variables just the right amount. You see those spikes on the floor? You see those? If you go on those, they'll pop up. And do that. Oh my god! And then you get to the end. A couple more coin pickups. And then when you hit this, you can't go backwards, so people can't cheat and kind of get more points if they miss them. And then you go through the final door, and that's the end of the level. Kind of a little bit of a homage to Tomb Raider 1 with the save crystals, if you remember the blue save crystals. So this was just two cones literally placed on top of each other. So you go through and then it displays that. So that was the second game I made. And like I say, I was up until I think half 11 on that day of deadline because I was just flat out in the Unreal Engine making 2 games. So I really enjoyed that one. It was exactly what I had in my head. Really, really fun. But no, thanks for following tonight, guys. Yeah, I feel like... Let me just have a look at my list, because I made... I think I can tick off. So I've got a HUD that displays the player's score, health, and timer. Sorry. And timer. I mean, it's so perfect. It's exactly the kind of timer that I wanted. The next thing I need to figure out is the fonts, because I actually do have a font. I don't know where it is. Pixel art menu, not that one. I had a font and it was being a bit of a bastard, to be honest. I was following the steps on how to import it, and I think I need to spend a bit more time. I think I was trying to rush getting it fitted in, but it was like a pixel art font to match the style of the game. So I think I can tick off the HUD on my jobs, because that is... I've got the player score on the right, I've got the timer in the middle, I've got the health on the left. So I'm going to tick that one off. And that is true, that is true. They are meant to kill you. Like, the pitfalls you're not meant to escape. Like, if you fall in, you're dead. That's the whole point of the game. Like, it's think Crash Bandicoot as well. A couple of Crash Bandicoot 3 levels where you're in the Egyptian... if you've played Crash Bandicoot 3 on the PlayStation 1, you know, where you had the Egyptian levels and you went underground and you were kind of jumping over traps. It's no different to Crash Bandicoot, to be honest. You fall off of one of those platforms in Crash Bandicoot, you go back to the start. My game is very much similar to that. So in terms of difficulty, you know, you could say they're on par. I wanted to quickly have a play with the HUD. Honestly, guys, I don't think I have Celeste. I don't think I have that in my library, but I've heard good things about it. I really am grateful for both of you tonight joining me and giving me input on the timer and helping me set that up. Really, really grateful for that. I'm just going to admire that code one more time, guys, because it is beautiful to look at. It is beautiful. It's all to do with that modulo as well. What am I doing? HUD. Right. So here is my HUD. No. This is how small the game is. The canvas is 1920 1080. You see that? That's the canvas. And then all the way in the corner, this tiny, tiny little size is the game. It's crazy. Hilarious. So for the HUD, I have some GUI assets. I think it was this one. Health bar, timer, score. I'm going to call this panel. Yeah, it's I massively prefer the Unreal Engine's GUI. Like Unity feels, I don't know, it's not that sexy to look at when you're working in it, is it? It's a bit grey. It's very grey. Unreal is very pleasing to work with. It's very clear. It's very modern. I definitely prefer the Unreal's GUI. Oh, right. I kind of missed your message earlier. You were saying you were in the industry for, I think, 1.5 years? Oh, yeah, there it is. Nice. Well, I hope it's going all right in the industry. I mean, well, providing I pass or graduate in 2028. Obviously, the gaming industry at the moment, like, it is a massive industry. It does generate a lot of money, but there's so many redundancies in the news all the time, and it is very sad. But yeah, it's hopefully, you know, it improves. Okay. Scale. No. Oh, I know, it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. Uh, oh, that's the anchor. Okay. Position. Oh, that's doing the rotation. Numpty. Pivot. I think that's because I've done this. Why is that not moving? Oh, there we go. Why am I struggling here? Position Y. There we go. If I put that as 0. Jesus, 81. What cookie? How big is Cookie Clicker? I mean, it's really good if you can get the file size down, because games nowadays are just getting crazy. Really, really crazy. There we go. Look at that, guys. It would be nice to have a tiny portrait of our character. So if I do UI image, name this portrait, and layer that after the panel. Oh my god. Oh, hold on, I can just do that. There we go. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of games that are worth the file size, like, you know, for that immersion. Like, the realism you get in some games nowadays is just next level, so it is, you know, it's a balance, isn't it? I tend to find a lot of my favourite games are like the indie games, like Binding of Isaac and things like that. Tiny Heroes or Tiny Rogues is another game that I love. Whoa. That was a bit crazy. I need to get a picture of my lady on there. But all I've got is the sprite, the full sprite. How am I going to just get a headshot? Portrait. I'm going to do portrait frame, and then we'll do another UI image, and we'll call this portrait. Character sprite sheet. I forgot which one I was going to use. That's quite a nice one. Yeah, that is true. I think when I say realism, there's certain games that are almost like photorealistic. I think I've not played it, but I remember seeing a trailer for like a photorealistic first-person camera type game, a shoot 'em up or first-person survival, but it was like photorealistic. I remember it. It did look really good. Um, oh, here we go. Here we go. I think it was that one I wanted. No, 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 no. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that one actually. Oh, I like that. Let's go for that. How's that look, guys? Little portrait. That looks pretty cool. I like that. So then it's just a matter of cropping padding. basically, I can obviously shorten that panel, and I want that font to be pixel art font, but obviously that panel has kind of been, the grey panel has been reduced from its native size, so it does look a little bit squished, but as a temporary thing, it looks pretty cool. How can I hide her leg and fit her in the portrait? I don't want to. I wonder if there's can you crop? No. Is there not like a way you can kind of I don't want to edit the sprite because I just want to fit it in the thing there. Like, I just want to chop off her legs, basically. There's got to be a way you can kind of cover up the legs. There has to be a way. If this was Photoshop, no problem at all. Any ideas, anyone? It's gone 5 o'clock and I'm really lagging. To be fair, she does seem a little bit large. Well, at the moment, she is above the portrait frame. It's kind of like... See what I'm trying to do? I just want her legs covered up in the portrait. How do you do a mask? Sprite mask. I've not used the mask component before. It's kind of like I just need a circle, really. A circle that I can put within. Like in Photoshop, I know how to do this. Make a circle, invert the selection, cut the legs off, job done. But rectangular mask. Where is it? Is it actually? I can't even see it changing anything. Oh, I'm so tired. Let's have a look here. I don't even know where the bloody mask is. I would have thought. You would have thought from the bottom. You would have thought that would. I don't know. I mean, the other option is I'll just go in Photoshop, put it in, but I don't really want to do that. Okay, take care, Thor. Thanks for tuning in, dude. It's been an honour having you with me, and thank you for all your help tonight. Really do appreciate it, and hopefully, maybe see you again in another stream if you're about. Hope you've had fun. I've not been too boring. Thanks for joining me tonight, dude. I think what they tend to do. Some games tend to do that with the health bar. But, I mean, it looks good, but it does cover up a bit of the actual bar itself. Whereas I prefer something like that. And then if we got there we go. That looks really nice, actually. I like that. Yeah, obviously I'd have some text to say time and score. I wouldn't really want to have it any bigger because you don't want it to distract from the gameplay. But that is yeah, it's kind of like that bar. This section here could come down a tiny bit more. Um, And then if we got the timer and the text. And then get the panel and get the scale. Let's try 14. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's really good. And then if we hide the portrait. Ooh, okay. we can move that up so it's more in line with the panel. There we go. And then turn her back on. Save that. So if we see how that looks. Oh, dude, it looks so good. I mean, would a square one, or is that too much? I mean, there's a lot of options here. Like, you have a frame here. But that is a really nice, that grey contrasts quite well, and I like that. I really like that. That might work. Oh, that would work actually. Let me just see. I could place that on top of her. If I did the portrait frame, copy that, paste that there. And then yeah, tricky, isn't it? The legs. Oh. It'll be so much easier just to crop off that body. Hold on, can't I edit the sprite? Warrior. I'm going to see if I can quickly... Can't copy it. I mean, a workaround is just to kind of put another panel over the top. What am I doing? I'm going to ask AI if there's any way I can crop this, because ah. Done it. Yes. Yes. There we have it, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful portrait. We have layered the other one on top there. And the thickness of that portrait frame cover does actually match the kind of thickness on the health bar. I'm really happy with that. Dude. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. I'm so happy with that. Why is that all the way down there? I'm so happy with that. Look at that. Let's just play that in action, guys. Look at that beautiful HUD. You can just imagine that with the pixel style font. Like, it's just gonna look really good. But that bar, it's I don't know if that can come up anymore. I feel like that can come up a tiny bit more. If I get the panel and those, oh my god. I feel that's pretty. That looks dead centre to me. Really happy with that. It's not too big. It's the right size. Portrait fits nicely. And that leaves enough room. Like, I wouldn't have any other icons on there for like pickups. But essentially, you could have like, I don't know, like I've got this I've got these bars that we could drop in to represent the score. But then you don't want to overdo it, because you can always overdo it. I mean, we've got these little panels, these little frames that we could use. We could put those frames in there to encase the score and the timer. That might be nice. That would be nice. But anyway, I mean, I'm happy with that. Right, guys, I am going to have to love you and leave you because it's 5:30 in the morning. I've been streaming for 2 hours 44 plus whatever I was doing before. It's been a very, very long night. But what a night. What a night. Amazing viewers tonight. I really appreciate you all tuning in. Giving some input, helping me set up the timer. Really, really happy with how that is functioning. There's been a few bug fixes on stream tonight. Quite a few. I think 3 in total, maybe. So yeah, there's been a lot of progress with the game. We've got the spike traps. We've got the coin pickups. I want to put in the health potion next stream. I'd like to do another stream tomorrow. I'm gonna tick the HUD off there. Static trap I've got. There's still the matter of the enemy bounce mechanic. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, feel free to give us a follow to stay up to date and with the dev streams and whatever else I do. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, just take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. And thank you, Assyria, once again. I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to sleep well. I'll see you guys. I'm hoping to be on tomorrow for a short stream. I'm going to be doing some work in the Unreal Engine for the Greek project. So I might live stream that, to be honest, because I'm essentially just going to be doing the UI with the widgets. I need to put together the user interface from game load to menu to the main game. So I was just going to do some work on the UI. Probably spend maybe two hours doing that, maybe 3 hours, and then I'd like to jump back into Unity, and I'd like to try and sort out the pixel font that I had, just so that the UI HUD looks more polished and how I want it to look. And then I want to add in the health pickup so the player restores health. I also want to have like a poison trap or a dart shooting trap. That just shoots towards the player. So yeah, if you're interested and if you're free tomorrow, you're more than welcome to join in the stream and check it out. So take care, guys, and thank you once again for all your help tonight. It is really, really appreciated. I'm very grateful, and every day is a learning day. Take care, guys, and I'll see you soon.